Welcome back, everybody. Stalker 2 is now here and blowing my mind after 25 hours into the game already, and I just can't wait to hop back in and play. But of course, before I do that, I need to bring you guys the news about what's going on with Stalker 2 and the best ways to improve your experience with the game. So if you find this video useful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing so you don't miss any future updates I have for you about Stalker 2 and other games alike. First of all, I would like to say a huge congratulations to GSC Game World for smashing through over 1 million sales of the game. I cannot emphasize enough the fact that they deserve every single sale, given that they have provided us with an incredible and worthy sequel of this much loved series. And with full mod support and the famed A-Life system slated to be implemented into the game sometime in the near future, Stalker 2 will be a landmark title that will have something for everyone, in my opinion. That all being said, Stalker 2 has not been immune to some early release balancing and performance issues I have noticed in my 25-hour playthrough of the game so far. That is why I want to share with you a very promising mod I learned about watching a Steam Clean is currently doing as of the making of this video, or a mod pack I should say. I noticed he started a new playthrough of the game and I thought that maybe he was playing it back to back until he started to talk about how he wanted to restart the game from the beginning with a new mod pack called Modular Hard Mode. He already put many hours into the game with this mod activated and he was very pleased with the experience thus far. When I went to take a look at the mod for myself, linked in the description section down below, I was more than interested and decided to download everything, and we'll be starting a brand new playthrough as well, and I will stream it here on YouTube for all of you to see. The mod had a lot of economy fixes and AI tweaks that was right up my alley, and I'm really impressed with what the author has laid out here. And I would like to tell you about it here in this video so you're aware of what you're getting. By the looks of things, it's going to be more of an anomaly, hardcore survival experience with more reward factors. So going out and hunting for artifacts and doing side quests are actually more rewarding, while providing a more difficult counterweight in terms of combat and other features he has laid out here. For the description of this mod, it says here that the economy provides a regular and light economy variant. The general idea is to introduce another incentive for players to artifact hunt and complete side quests while feeling somewhat rewarded for their efforts rather than left feeling empty-handed in the ways of surviving in the zone if the outcome felt lackluster, while still retaining and pushing the feeling of scarcity and solid progression. Early game should be slightly less greedy with getting on your feet due to the changes in repair costs and early artifact hunting, while mid-game will allow for a slightly longer grind depending on your playstyle. Many factors play into this game balance, so while some percentage increases swing hard in one direction, others swing the other way. If using other modules, you can be assured balance with increased scarcity is retained. If that's not your cup of tea, feel free to use the economy light module, which is more in line with what Veteran offers with a few adjustments to make it slightly more difficult. It goes on and describes the difficulty. Attempts to provide core gameplay difficulty curves that fans of hardcore survival may enjoy over what is already offered by Stalker 2. The idea of this is to provide a higher challenge while retaining balance in between multipliers and progression. Some anomalies will require more than just causing chip damage. Bleeding requires fast attention. Bullets no longer feel like Nerf guns and require proper protection. Mutants are more aggressive, so on and so forth. Additional features and balance changes will occur. Feedback is always welcome. So of course he lays out all of the values here on the page, and I think a lot of these are quite interesting and balanced quite well, and I'm very interested in trying this mod out for myself. Under the difficulty description where the values lay, it says that weapon damage increased from 75% to 90%. Human NPC weapon base damage to player increased from 102% to 125%. Weapon durability damage decreased from 125% to 108%. So it's nice not having to repair your weapons as frequently as you do right now in the vanilla version of Stalker 2. Armor durability damage increased from 90% to 100%, and I assume this was done to add just a little bit more realism. Side quest coupon reward increased from 75% to 125%. Definitely more rewarding in that case. Radiation accumulation rate increased from 105% to 166%. I wonder how that will work for some portions of the game where you are taking on tons of radiation and trying to get through certain segments to get missions done. We'll see if that works properly. Anomaly damage increased from 145% to 190%. Mutant attack cooldown decreased from 100% to 85%, so they will be more aggressive in that case. Human NPC attack cooldown decreased from 100% to 85%, also making them more aggressive. Bleeding effects increased from 100% to 250%, so you do have to take care of those bleeds. Explosion base damage increased from 100% to 115%. In my opinion, he probably could have done a bit more. Explosions do feel extremely weak right now, but this is an early mod pack, so he's probably just testing the waters as it is. Artifact costs sell and buy increased from 100% to 350%. Go and hunt those artifacts. I feel like they're pretty scarce, pretty rare, very special to find already. I think this is one of the highlights of the game, and it's cool that this is going to add that much more of an incentive to sell sell those artifacts, even though a lot of them are worth keeping and using for yourself. Weapon costs, sell and buy, decrease from 100% to 85%. Armor costs, sell and buy, decrease from 100% to 90%. Upgrade costs increase from 125% to 170%. Repair costs decrease from 100% to 67%. This will be a huge help. I think the repair costs are far too much. I'm basically making money just to spend it on repairs for every journey. It's hard to get my head above the water financially in this game, so this would be a nice change for sure. Consumable costs, sell and buy, increase from 100% to 300%, just to add more value to those consumables, being that this is more of a post-apocalyptic type game. I believe later on in this mod pack it describes how he reduced the spawn rates of consumables. It also says ammo costs, sell and buy, increase from 100% to 112% as well. There is an optional version of the economy called the optional economy overhaul light, which, like he describes, is much like the vanilla game itself, but includes some difficulty changes just to balance out the other changes he's done in this mod pack. And they go as followed. Upgrade costs decrease from 170% to 142%. Repair costs increase from 67% to 77%, so not that much more. Consumable costs, buy and sell, decrease from 300% to 225%. Weapon and armor costs, buy and sell, restored to 100%. Side quest reward reduction from 130% to 110%. Artifact costs, buy and sell, reduced from 390% to 185%. He has a lot of AI tweaks here, and I find these very interesting because it seems like he's making the mutants far more deadly, but far easier to kill by taking away that huge sponginess issue that Stalker 2 currently has, which is definitely right up my alley when it comes to these types of mods. I won't go through them all here since there's so many of them, and they outline tweaks with every single mutant in the game. Of course, he modified the loot pools a little bit, decreasing the drop min max count of medical consumables by 25 to 50% depending on NPC rank and stash type. He did the same thing with regular consumables. He decreased the drop min max count of ammo by 25 to 40% depending on NPC rank and stash type, and same with medical supplies and regular consumables. And he goes on and says this does not affect breakable boxes to his knowledge. And a few more tweaks to human, NPC, and AI modules. It says here it's in testing phase. This will be altered in the future, so make sure you're following his mod page just so it can give you notification every time he does update it. But it goes on and says decreases minimum fire count Q scaler from 0.8 to 0.7, and this mostly has to do with the AI's accuracy and how quickly they shoot at you when they spot you. A bunch of fairly minor tweaks that should help the game feel a little bit more balanced and less like you're getting hordes of enemies just spawning right in front of you and killing you. In my opinion, this mod looks way more in line with what I was expecting with Stalker and what I like about Stalker. Faster deaths overall, a bit more of a hardcore difficulty style, but with far more rewards. So artifacts costing more, guns, ammo, and food being slightly more scarce. So of course, I highly recommend this mod. It looks like Clean is having a very good time with it. He says it's much better than what they have in the vanilla game. It's also important that you download a mod with this mod pack called Medkits and Consumable Rebalances. And he also goes on and recommends Grok's less consumables in stashes, crates, and NPCs just to add a bit more to that scarcity factor. The tweaks that Medkits and Consumable Rebalances will add is that Medkits won't heal instantly. Instead, they heal a little bit more, but in a 30 to second time window. This makes combat much more brutal and you will need to plan ahead, which is very welcome because right now how you stim yourself and just head right back into combat fully healed feels like a Call of Duty game, not a hardcore survival game. So I'm definitely going to be downloading this mod for myself. It also says bandages don't heal, but they stop bleeding. Although if you're heavily bleeding, you might need 2 bandages. Time it well. So this is very cool. More maintenance to your bleeding causes more strategy and more of a hardcore combat experience. Food heals a little over a long period of time. This adds a little depth to the food system, so it's not only hunger. You can also heal yourself when outside of combat by eating a nice meal next to a fire, and even approach combat with a good meal on your stomach for added slow regeneration that will give you an edge. Maybe food heals stacks. That's cool. He's already adding complexity to the food. In fact, these mods have already changed since I've read them yesterday. It also says that water provides a long 600-second small boost to stamina. This will give you a reason to stay hydrated and not only rely on it for hunger purposes, which was in the vanilla version of the game. There was no point of keeping water. So in this mod, it seems that water will actually provide you a bit of a stamina boost. It also says that energy drinks last for 300 seconds and provide an 100% stamina boost compared to a much higher stamina burst, but only for like 40 seconds, which was just a little silly. Energy drinks also makes all actions consume 10% less stamina. He also tweaked vodka anti-radiation effects lasting longer, but is weaker, and the penalties of consuming it are higher drunkenness and stamina penalty prolonged. You will need anti-rad medicine to deal with truly deadly radiation. Vodka won't cut it, which is far more realistic. Being that vodka curing radiation sickness, it isn't really realistic in the first place. It was just always a thing in Stalker. He's also buffed the anti-radiation medication for them to last longer. And it concludes with being a well-fed and hydrated operator now truly will give you an edge. This, in my opinion, is actually a pretty big game changer of a mod. It makes me feel way more tied and active to my character. I highly suggest it, and I can't wait to hop in and try this one out for myself. You can also download this last recommended mod with this mod pack called Grok's Less Consumables in Stashes and Crates, and this one simply reduces the quantities and certain item spawn probabilities on NPCs and in knifeable crates and in stashes. The reduction usually avoids multiple bandages, medkits from spawning 1 to 3 change to just 1. Ammo counts are unaffected in this mod. So there you go, guys, a far more hardcore but far more rewarding mod pack in my experience, and playing Stalker 2 with these mods enabled seems like a far more tactical, strategic, and hardcore addition to the game. I'll let you guys know my thoughts and feelings after I put in another many hours playing the game, but that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourselves a very nice day.